Welcome everyone to the Things Around 8. In this video we will talk about the new US Apocalypse plane, which will cost $13 billion. But why is this plane so important, and above all, so expensive? And if you're not yet subscribed to the channel, subscribe now and hit the notification bell so you don't miss any news. A nuclear war scenario, although fortunately very unlikely, is something that, in the extreme, could very well happen. With the United States and Russia each maintaining gigantic arsenals of thousands of warheads, many of them ready for immediate deployment, installed in missiles and underground silos, on mobile launchers, or on submarines, which can be literally anywhere in the oceans. A large-scale total nuclear war will not happen overnight, as it will be the result of gradually increasing tensions between the United States, NATO and Russia. But once it starts, it will be really quick. An intercontinental ballistic missile launched from Siberia in Russia is capable of hitting any target in the United States in a maximum of 15 or 20 minutes. And a missile launched from a submarine a few hundred kilometers from the enemy coast can hit coastal targets such as ports, naval bases and major cities in less than 5 minutes. Therefore, in the event of a nuclear war, countries will have very little pre-warning time, and even great powers like the United States and Russia, equipped with satellites and large radars constantly observing the enemy, will have at most a few minutes to evacuate their troops, leaders and coordinate the counterattack. A mission that, it is worth remembering, must be carried out while hundreds or even thousands of nuclear warheads are falling and exploding throughout the country, destroying cities, bases and transportation and communication routes. How to coordinate such a complex defense in a truly apocalyptic environment? To face the apocalypse, nothing better than the Doomsday plane, represented in the United States by the Boeing E-4B Nightwatch, a Boeing 747-200 adapted for the mission of a military command and control outpost. The first E-4 appeared in 1974 in response to the United States' need for an advanced means of coordinating a counterattack in the event of a nuclear attack, with 4 aircraft having been built and undergoing major modernizations, with the most recent at the beginning of the 21st century. The interior of the 747 was completely remodeled, starting with the upper deck, with the cockpit tailor-made for 4 crew members instead of 3, with an extra member specifically dedicated to navigation and with an area to accommodate an extra crew, a necessary measure, considering that the E-4B was designed to remain in flight for days or even an entire week. The intermediate deck is where the conference room is located for meetings and briefings for up to 12 people, equipped with secure communication systems. Right behind is the operational area, where all the communication, meteorology and data processing systems are located. Since the objective of the E-4B is to coordinate counterattack, much attention was paid to communications with multiple high-speed encrypted redundant systems. Systems that control the E-4B's countermeasures are also installed in this area, such as radars, proximity detectors and flare dispensers, to deceive heat-seeking missiles and chefs, to disrupt radar-guided missiles. When an E-4B is flying, inside there is always a 2 or 3-star general, accompanied by 3 or 4 officers from his general staff. And depending on the mission or circumstance, there is also a top member of the NCA, which stands for National Command Authority, the highest military command authority, just below the President and the United States Secretary of Defense. The presence of top military personnel and NCA members is important in case the American chain of command breaks down, as, for example, as a result of a massive nuclear attack, resulting in the elimination of the entire top of the chain of command. In total, the crew of an E-4B is made up of up to 112 people, a number necessary for the aircraft to operate for long periods, with the plane having, of course, complete kitchens and hygiene areas, such as showers. As I mentioned at the beginning, the function of the E-4B is to continue functioning even in the midst of multiple nearby nuclear detonations. Therefore, the aircraft was prepared to withstand high-intensity electromagnetic pulses, such as those generated by nuclear explosions. Whenever a nuclear bomb explodes, an electromagnetic pulse is generated that can fry electrical and electronic circuits. Therefore, the E-4B's many sensors and electronic communication systems are prepared to resist these pulses, and many of its flight systems, such as those in the cockpit, are analog, precisely to avoid electromagnetic interference. But despite all the technology and their incredible operational capacity, Deep down they are aircraft from the 70s that have just turned 50 years old, which means that its useful life expectancy, estimated at 65 years, is very close. And it was thinking about finding a successor that on April 26, the United States Air Force announced Sierra Nevada as the winner of the contract for the new plane. The value of the contract is $13 billion, with the first aircraft expected to begin operating within 12 years, in 2036. Just like the E-4B, which was based on the Boeing 747-200, the new plane will also be based on a commercial model yet to be defined. There are not yet many details about the new aircraft, but it should have the same characteristics as the current ones. In other words, it should be capable of operating for entire days, even in the face of nearby nuclear explosions, and it must have even more modern and secure systems to keep the United States government and armed forces fully operational, even in the face of a catastrophic nuclear attack. Thank you very much for watching the video, and now I invite you to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so we'll see you more often, and so you'll be up to date with everything that's happening in